Hi, my name's Charlie Fuqua. I'm a retired lawyer. You know, one of my observations is that most people that claim to be Christians don't really believe God. Now, why do I say this? Well, people claim that they believe that the God of the Bible is God and that the Bible's His Word, but they don't really follow it or obey it. When God gave His law to Moses, He told Moses and the people of Israel, He said, if you'll follow this law, you'll be blessed. But if you don't follow the law, you'll be cursed. The founding fathers of the United States believed that that law was valid for all nations and all times. And that's the law that our nation was instituted on. Now, I'm almost 70 now. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and when I grew up, we had what was known as blue laws. They required all businesses, all retail sales to be closed on Sundays, and they were. And you know what? None of us died as a result of that. And I just want you to think about what God commanded. Now, it's important to note that this command, the Bible said it was written with the finger of God on tablets of stone. Exodus 20 says, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. You're not to work, nor is your son or your daughter or your servants. And in Exodus 31, it even commands that if a person works on the Sabbath, he be put to death. In Numbers 15, there's a narrative about a man that gathered sticks on the Sabbath. He was brought to Moses. Moses consulted with God, and God said, put him to death. Now, I want to make clear that I am not advocating the death penalty for working on Sunday. But I think that does illustrate how seriously God takes His commandments. I want to tell you a little story that a pastor's father told me. He said that one Sunday, him and some other church members went to a restaurant on Sunday. And the waitress that waited on him was a person that sometimes came to their church on Sunday. And he said to her, hey, we really miss you in church. We'd like to see you in church more often on Sunday. And she said, well, I might be able to come to church more often on Sunday if you churchgoers wouldn't constantly eat out on Sunday. Ouch. You know, there's some truth in that, isn't there? When we either eat out on Sunday or shop on Sunday, we require our servants, the people that work in those businesses, to work on Sunday. And if we would just stop doing that, more people would be able to have Sunday off. They could enjoy a day of rest, spend time with their family and loved ones. They could even go to church if they wanted to. Now, really, I see two levels of Sabbath keeping. The first is when people who claim that they love God would be obedient to Him and observe the Sabbath by not working and requiring others to work. But there's a second level too, and that was those blue laws that required businesses to be closed on Sunday so people could have a day of rest. The United States Supreme Court has always and still upholds blue laws as constitutional. Why? Because it says they have a secular purpose. What is that secular purpose? It's to give people a day of rest, allow people to have a time of family togetherness, and if they choose, allow people to go to church. Now, there's still remnants of blue laws in most states. For example, in most states, or at least many states, car dealerships are closed on Sunday. And many states still have restrictions on liquor sales on Sunday. But there's still one county in the United States that has a broad ban on Sunday sales, and that is Bergen County, New Jersey. Bergen County, New Jersey is across the George Washington Bridge from New York City. It's the home of one of the largest shopping malls in America. Now, the city of Paramus, which is within Bergen County, has laws even stricter than Bergen County. Paramus is one of the top 10 zip codes in the United States for retail sales. But all the stores are closed one day a week. The median household income in Bergen County is $25,000 a year higher than the New Jersey average. Bergen County is one of New Jersey's richest counties. Now, I don't know whether it's the Sunday closure laws that cause all that prosperity or it's just coincidental. But God did promise prosperity to a nation or a people that would obey his laws. Now, you know, people at all levels of society in Bergen County want to continue to keep those Sunday closure laws because they think it's working for them. It's not a particularly religious county, but they are prospering. You know, I want you to just think about this. We say we trust God with our eternal salvation, but we don't trust him with the here and now. He promised good things to us as individuals and as a nation if we would obey his laws. Let's just give that a try. I think it's time to stop playing defense in the culture war. I think it's time to go on the offense. And a good place to go on the offense is to bring back the blue laws. I think it's time for pastors to preach from their pulpits and tell the people in their churches that they, as individuals, need to observe the Sabbath law so that other people can have a day off on Sunday. And also, I think it's time for pastors to encourage legislators to pass laws to require Sunday closure. Now, I want you to think about this. Who's probably going to be the biggest entity to object to Sunday closure laws? I guess I would expect it to be Walmart. Oh, we don't want to lose those sales. But you know what? They make the same amount of sales in 6 days that they now make in 7. But they give their employees a day of rest. It's a win-win situation. It's something that ought to be done. Now, you know, I talk to Christians that say, oh man, wouldn't it be great if we had a revival in our county or our state or our city? Well, maybe that revival begins with bringing back the blue laws. You know, revival requires people to engage in holiness. Holiness is obedience to God. My name's Charlie Fuqua. I'm a retired attorney, and I've written the book, God's Law, the Only Political Solution. And I believe that. I believe if we would be obedient to God's laws, all of our problems would go away. Thank you.